James Anderson from RotoWire here with 3 underpriced aces to target in your 2025 fantasy baseball leagues. These 3 starting pitchers are going after pick 100 over the last 2 weeks of high-stakes drafts. There are potential landmines in this range. We're all looking for aces late, so we don't have to take a bunch of them early. You got Tyler Glasnow, Shane McClanahan, both going in this range, who I'm avoiding. But Atlanta starter Spencer Strider is going half a round after McClanahan, 1.5 rounds after Glasnow. And I'd pick Strider to throw more innings this year than Glasnow or McClanahan, even though Strider is the one opening the year on the shelf. Glasnow ended the year with a potentially serious injury. He's never been a guy that's stacked a bunch of innings. McClanahan is attempting to return from his second Tommy John surgery. Strider, who's the best pitcher of the 3, is coming back from internal brace procedure. And there's been enough smoke from Strider and the team to suggest he could be back in late April, early May, maybe even opening day. But I think you can draft him right now. And if he's back by May, I think you're making a profit. And to back up my point about him being the best of those 3, ATC projection system has Strider with a 24.4 K- walk, Glasnow 23.5, McClanahan 19.1. So Strider's a significantly better pitcher than McClanahan when they're both healthy. Fantasy managers hate drafting players who won't be able to help them on opening day. But if we just say from May 1st on to the end of the season, who are you taking, Strider, McClanahan, or Glasnow? I know for me, it's Strider. The baseball season is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You should be able to tread water without Strider for the first few weeks before potentially getting a top 3 SP over the final 4 months. The next underpriced ace going after pick 100 over the last couple weeks, Cardinals righty Sonny Gray, the 15th best starting pitcher per projection system ATC, but he's the 29th starting pitcher off the board over the last 2 weeks in high stakes drafts. There's nothing sexy about taking 35-year-old Sonny Gray. He'll be pitching for the mediocre Cardinals, but you can take advantage of how boring the market finds Sonny Gray. Snatch him up as a cheap SP2 who literally projects to finish as a low-end SP1. Over the last 3 years, Gray has a 3.24 ERA, a 1.12 WHIP. I mean, sometimes this stuff is pretty easy. Think of it this way. It's not exciting to take Gray, but if you take Gray around pick 100, that will allow you to take an exciting hitter earlier. Maybe you grab Wyatt Langford or O'Neill Cruz in the 4th round instead of an overpriced SP there, and then you take Sonny Gray. The final underpriced ace going after pick 100 in recent high-stakes drafts is Astros righty Hunter Brown. If you rostered Brown last year, you'll recall how bad he was over the first 7 starts, particularly in his 3rd start of the year in which he gave up 9 runs against the Royals and recorded just 2 outs. However, over his final 23 starts, Brown was an ace. He logged a 2.46 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, 150 strikeouts, and 142.2 innings. The Astros reloaded nicely this offseason, so it should be a good situation to stack wins there in Houston. This is a 26-year-old starter who throws 6 distinct pitches, has a career 51.5% ground ball rate, has steadily kept his walk rate around 8% each year in the majors. I think he basically began his prime last season, and this will be the first year he establishes himself as an SP1 in fantasy. Go to rotowire.com/try for access. No credit card required.